So people with home shops and DIYers, they're looking for a good quality ratchet, but they don't want to spend Snap-on money. They don't want to go on a tool truck and spend almost $200 for something like this. It's just not going to work. It's a great ratchet. It's kind of overkill. Now you can also go the Harbor Freight route. We've got this icon here. We've seen it before. We took it apart and really not impressed with it. The back drag is really heavy. I don't like this switch. It's made in Taiwan. It's okay, it'll work, but for $40, it's a little bit high priced for what it is. Now, I've been looking for something in the $50 range, and I decided to ask CP for his advice, and he said, Koken. Have you looked at Koken yet? It was on my short list, but he convinced me to give it a try. This is a 3/8 drive, 72 tooth Koken ratchet. This is made in Japan, beautiful quality. This has got the high polished chrome finish. I like that switch, it's really flickable. And listen, wow, that is buttery smooth. Listen to that. This is a very smooth ratchet. I think I'm gonna like this. The handle it feels like this comfort grip from Knipex. Like this got the blue here, which is a little softer than the red. It kind of feels like that blue in the comfort grip. I'm not sure what that material is, but it seems like it should last. Like these Knipex I use all the time. These grips feel great in my hand, and this feels just like it. Good and strong. I think it's gonna hold up well to abrasion. The Snap-on is softer. Just a little bit softer, and I've beat these up pretty good. This looks really good. I like the way it feels. Now this is my current daily driver. This is a 3/8 Snap-on flex head. Now this isn't a long ratchet, but check it out compared to the Koken. Much longer and a lot heavier. This head, really beefy compared to the Koken. There's a lot of meat here and a lot of weight in this ratchet. This feels a lot lighter. You're not lugging around a lot of steel. I think I'm gonna like this. Now check out this shaft here compared to the Snap-ons. This thing is really beefy. Now check it out compared to the Snap-on 1/4 inch drive. About the same length, about the same everything. Just a little bit heavier than this shaft here, but it's much lighter than my daily driver. So this is a good in-between when you don't want something that's gonna break like this one here, but this is just gonna be a little more than you need. I think this might come in right in the middle. This is gonna be a good second string, maybe even a daily driver. You can still get this ratchet for under $50 on Amazon. Now this was Amazon Japan, so they sent it directly to me from Japan. The shipping label had Japanese writing on it, which I think is absurd. How do they ship something like this from 10,000 miles away and it's still under 50 bucks? It's crazy to me. Now, I saw this in pictures and I was curious about it. Does that go all the way through? Yes, it's part of the anvil right here. So as you turn it, it can go around. So if you, well, let's see if you can, there you go. You can push it around with your thumb. So it does go all the way through. That's kind of an interesting design. I wonder if they also have a quick release option on it. This one doesn't, but it's probably what they have. Now it's gonna definitely beat the Snap-on in price, and it's gonna beat the Icon everywhere else. So you're not gonna need a towel to shine it up or to wipe away your tears because you could have got a better ratchet. I don't think you can. This thing checks all the boxes. It's fantastic. Let's test it out on the car. I can show you something that I think you're gonna like. Of course, a 10mm has to be the first socket I put on this ratchet. One thing that I'm gonna have to get used to is the switch. Now it feels good, but it does go the wrong direction, or at least in the opposite direction from my Snap-on, so I'll have to get used to that. We're gonna loosen up that bolt there. It's just the bolt that holds the radiator in place. We're gonna just put it in with a few turns. with my fingers. Now, flick the switch and we're gonna see if I can start the bolt with this ratchet, and absolutely sure can. What we're doing is we're testing the back drag, how much effort it takes to click that little pawl inside of the ratchet. When you're starting a bolt and you can't spin it in with your fingers, you have to use your ratchet. If the bolt is so light that it won't click that pawl in there, you're just going to be turning that bolt back and forth and you'll never get it in there. So this, being as light as it is, you'll be able to start a bolt just like this one. No problem at all. This ratchet is sweet. I think I'm really going to like using it. So you're going to see a lot more of it on the channel. We're going to do some long-term heavy-duty testing of it. Now, I want to do one more test. I want to test the back drag on there. Now, if you watch CP's video, he tested the back drag with a trigger pull gauge, so it gave him a number. Now, this ranked right at the top of all the ratchets that he's got, and he's got hundreds of them. I've got a different kind of a test. This is not going to be as sophisticated, but I think you're going to like it. I want to see if we can move this ratchet by blowing on it. Oh yeah, did you see that? You just blow on it with air and it moves just fine. Awesome. So if you want to pick this up for yourself, I would highly recommend it. This is not a cheap alternative to a snap-on or a professional ratchet. This is a professional ratchet. They don't cut any corners. It is awesome. I've got a link down in the description. You can click on that and check it out for yourself.